Okay, now we will see the second method of varying the speed of induction machine. So we have a squirrel cage one and a phase wound one. Before we saw the advantage of phase wound over the squirrel cage one. Now, because we can vary the voltage for both phase wound, squirrel cage and phase wound. So if I want to use a phase wound as a squirrel cage one, I will short the three slip rings. That means on both sides the rotor is shorted, so it acts like a squirrel cage one. Then I have a squirrel cage here. Now let us start from the squirrel cage. So the thing that I do is I will give a source to the variable voltage supplier. So I have a variable voltage supplier here. Then from the source side, I will give a full voltage to the variable supplier, and then from the variable voltage supplier I will give it to the motor. So I will give the 3 to the squirrel cage induction machine. It says at start you can give 400 volt. So I will connect the 3 terminal in start, and then I will give the 3 phases to the source, to the machine, to the squirrel cage induction machine. Now it's start, the source is given. Now I can see the voltmeter here. I will adjust the voltmeter on the phase-to-phase voltage. So I will measure the phase-to-phase voltages here. Then I will press this one because it's greater than 200 volt. So I press the 600 volt side. Then I press it. If you press this one, when the voltage is greater than 200, it will not measure by this meter. So you can see that, you can see, or you can press this one, and so that we can measure the voltage, which is around 400 voltage. So now I will slightly increase the voltage. Then I will turn on. Now I will slightly increase the voltage. As you see, the machine runs. So when I measure the speed at 87 voltage, so the speed is 955. Now let me make the voltage at 200. 201. Now let me measure the voltage, the speed. So the speed is 1027.2. That means at 200 voltage. Now let me make the voltage 300. So the voltage is 300, and then let me measure the speed. So the speed is 1126.3. Now if I give the rated voltage to the motor, that means it's 400 voltage. So it's 400. So I will expect the rated speed from the machine. So the rated speed is, if it is connected in a star, it's around 880 2380. So the rated speed is already there. So I expect the rated speed here. So in this way you can measure you can vary the speed of induction machine. Now let us see the speed for squirrel cage induction machine. So let us see it firstly. I will change this 3 terminal to the squirrel cage one. The first thing I should do is I will short the KLM terminal so that the machine start as a squirrel cage one. Then I will short also, I will start the 3 terminals the 3 terminals. I will start the 3 terminals, then I will give a voltage to the other 3 terminals. Now the machine is connected in a star, so I can give a voltage which is 400 voltage. Now I can, let me decrease the voltage to 0. Let me switch it on, because it starts with a full voltage. So now let me start from 100. So it's 100. Then let me measure the revolution per minute. So you can also hear the sound. Then let me vary the voltage to 224. So the speed is increasing. Also, if I increase the voltage to 300, the speed will also increase. So the speed is increasing. Then when I give full voltage to the motor, which is 400 voltage, I will expect the rated speed. So it's 400. So as you see, it's like 1486, 1487. That means the rated speed is 1500, so it's almost the rated speed of the induction machine. So in this way we can vary the speed of induction machine. So the first method is by varying the rotor resistance, as we saw it before, and the second method will be varying the voltage, the input voltage, so that we can vary the speed of induction machine. And the third, we don't have a variable frequency supplier, so we will pass that one. And the fourth one will be by varying the pole. So in order to see this varying the pole, we will use another type of motor. So next time we will see how to vary the speed of induction machine by varying the pole for the motor.